Hey, Koshik. Yeah, I wanted to see this initial drop here. I didn't get 2 entries on that eval account though, which makes me a little sad. I was hoping it would go up a few ticks higher. I only got 1 NQ entry on that, and I already took profit. But yeah, the main reason why I wanted to see a little bit of downside was the gap, and also the 1 hour candle wanted to pull back a little. 15-minute candle too, and you'll see exactly why if you're looking at it on NQ and ES. So there's the SPX gap. It's essentially almost filled here. But yeah, if I took 2, I probably would have passed that account. I just wanted a better entry, so I didn't. So if I'm gonna risk the account, I have to risk it with the structure, right? With the candle formation, the structure of how the price action looks. $24.60. All right, adjusted to straddle. 6:53 a.m. low bounce would be nice. I may not take it though. Yeah, I know. I think it's gonna be a little bit tough today. I too was bull bias. I just want to see a little bit of downside before we get the bull up. I know the path of least resistance, depending on what you're looking at here, like Gamma has a nice gravitational pull towards 7,600 on SPX, which is like 100 points higher. I don't know that we'll get there. There's a lot kind of in the way. But yeah, the gap fill long looks like it would have paid so far. But yeah, it looks like the bull move is on there. Holy cow. Yeah, it is an OB. You're right. 5-minute OB. It's tough because when you start considering OBs and liquidity sweeps, you start having to give yourself more of a stop loss, right? Even more so of a stop loss. Yeah. I honestly, the move down, I didn't expect too much of a move down. I just wanted to see a gap fill, and SPX already did that, like within the first 5 minutes. And check this out again on NQ here. You see this edge of node? where my mouse is, 29,772. Like we ended up going 29,787. So like a 10-point stop loss if you wanted to enter off this node here, the edge of this node. And it would have gave you like some decent signs there. This is the 1 hour NQ, yeah. And it ended up going over 100 points on MNQ. It's not bad for like a scalp and a break-even stop loss or something like that. But I like these nodes. Like the edge of nodes is like such killer, especially because we kind of swept this area here, right? If you want to even consider this a swing high. There's your bull bias, Koshik. And I'm just gonna watch this thing go. Let's see if we get a 75.15 test, 75.20. On SPX. Yeah, the long was just like, hey, here's a rocket ship. If you can catch it, if you can catch it, you should give it a try. But yeah, that was insane. That move was very V-shapey, and whenever it's V-shape, it's so hard. But I think we're gonna get an entry. It's just we've already moved 30 some odd points, right? Yeah, there you go. There's a pullback. Let's go. This is brutal though. 75.20. There's a lot going on at 75.20 SPX. You have, so for anyone that wanted to sell theta, like sell options, 75.20 is probably it. Like that's where you want to sell. It costs the most. So if you want to go long there, but with options, it costs a shit ton. Because everyone's going long above there. So you're paying this premium to go long. Hence why it's more like, I think the analysis is you're expecting a grind up as a result. And then also you're in positive gamma as you approach, let me see here. Oh, sorry. No, you're not in positive. You're in negative gamma. And then, ooh, yeah, you are in negative gamma. That's very weird. But the peak negative gamma is at 75.10-ish. So, and then from there, gamma starts getting a little bit more positive. See, 74.90. Not much of a pullback, eh? Still looking at a few reports here. I got back a little late today, so I didn't get to do my pre-market analysis. And reading like pre-market articles. Yeah, actually, my initial take might have been incorrect. Let me see here, because I was just skimming through Alma's report. Yeah, and she was expecting grind up. But the floor, there's no floor today if we should go down for whatever news. But it's a grind up. Which is very opposite of what I'm seeing on a gamma basis. We got some 10 o'clock news, right? Yeah, existing home sales just really isn't much. NQ is close to reaching TP. One day high. Day high. Ooh, the weekly high. Okay. The weekly high is normally like, today's Thursday. Okay. If we hit that weekly high, I would think we do reject off of it to some degree. There's normally a reaction that we see. But right now, everything is like just bull up. Let's see. I would like to see a reaction off 75.20, 75.15, 75.20. And then yesterday we had Trump basically say, hey, we're going to bomb Iran. Then, no, we're actually not going to restart that war with Iran shortly after. And then now, no idea what happened. I haven't been keeping up. Because he kind of talks like a very contradictory based on the headlines. Let's see a reaction. Hopefully we get a reaction off the previous day high. But if we reject off previous day high before even sweeping it, you told me what would happen. We'll just kind of like break through it, right? So they did attack last night. Amazing. Iran ceasefire is over, I think. Yeah, okay, so we rejected short of the sweep. Off of Alma Centroid at 74.14. Nothing I really want to risk anything on. Like, I don't want to blow up accounts here. Here's your remember that service? I think I sent you a service called gex.ai or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's naive gex, but check out that line. I have no idea what these lines mean. I think it's a gamma flip, so like positive versus negative. But yeah, it's funny when it's really odd because to me it shouldn't work because it's naive gex, but it works. And that flip is basically where the gap fill is. So it's kind of funny. I believe the subscription for this is not that cheap. It's like around 70 bucks. But it's also because they implemented into the charting platform of TradingView, I believe. Not certain though. I haven't tried it. One of the guys mentioned it. And I was like, I can't do naive gex. Yeah, and as you said, TP on Monday. TP of Monday highs which is the weekly highs, makes a lot of sense. And the reason why it makes so much sense is because of this void here. So playing a rejection between around 30,056 and 30,104, around there, it would be a reasonable entry. Somewhere there, in my opinion. All right, previous day high sweep there. But we already had pulled back from just shy of that sweep, right? This is brutal. I can't get an entry. Long or short. And there's definitely nothing that I would be trading my funded accounts and live accounts for. Yeah, I mean, we're still around 75.15, 75.20. I'm still looking at this area here on SPX. I'll also watch around 30,000 on NQ. I mean, are we almost there? Yeah, we're almost there. What a rocket ship. Yeah, it's slowing down here. as expected. It'd be awesome if we can sweep this swing high here on SPX. I think it's a level on ES too. But 8 more points. Over on SPX, it's not, it's actually 75.20. Very grindy here. Oh, come on now. And it left that sweep too. That really bothers me. And it's 10 o'clock. Kind of wanted to short there. But I'm less, I don't like it as much anymore. I really wanted that sweep on SPX at least. Yeah. Yeah, the 5-minute close wasn't favorable. I think it's a pullback. I think you'll get a pullback. Kind of sucks, but I don't think you're going to get much of a pullback. Oh, you might get it down to like 10 points or something like that. 10, 15 points, which is not bad. But I'm pretty sure, like, it's a bull day. Like, accumulate longs. I think we get to 75.50. Like, I want to start accumulating longs, especially on some of these accounts. But I gotta strategically do it, or else I'm gonna get screwed. Oh yeah, NQ driving this thing. NQ is the bus driver. 1, 2, 3. I need a decent pullback. Like, and I don't want a long NQ here either into that Monday high. But I get the feeling we're going to get Monday's high here, as you said. And then a move on SPX that could run to 75.40, 75.50. P&L, oh yeah, customer P&L, implied P&L. Their break even's at 74.97, and right now they're all winning big. The 7,500 is a magnet. Yes, I agree. None of the higher time. Like if I decide to short, it basically says like I'm going against everything I believe in, right? There's gonna be a VIX pop. There might be a VIX pop here, but it's not gonna. I don't know that it'll last. Like, and when I say pop, it might only be like 0.2 VIX points. But I don't mind seeing this run towards 7,500. But there's like this strong magnet between 7,500 and 7,515. Maybe even 7,520, I'd say. Shadow, when shadow is greater. Okay. It means actual hedging flow, if spot drops there, will be more violent than vanilla gamma implies. Skew is amplifying it. That's your cue to expect faster movement. Yeah, but I'm with you. I'm with you about. I think we see the exact similar things. Not too short here. Yeah, the one account that that's up about $1,000. I'm gonna try to play. I'm gonna try to like DCA into longs here. I got the first entry, and the only reason why I'm doing it on this account is because it's 1 day pass, and also it costs $11. So I'm taking a little bit more risk than I normally would, right? And I'm also up 1K, so technically my end of day drawdown is a 3K drawdown. So we're looking at even risk reward. The only problem is like I think it's going to be sticky between 7,500 and 7,515, 7,520. And so far we're we kind of noticed that with price action, right? As soon as price action, oh, this is the 15-minute chart. Whoops. As soon as price action came up here in the first 10 minutes, it came up to 75.05, and then you start grinding. You start seeing 5-minute candles overlapping each other, right? So you're starting to already see that grind. I'm just not willing to trade on a real account today. Unless we get an awesome entry that I cannot refuse. But yeah, the chart itself, like the candles, higher time frame didn't say short, and I completely agree with that. The only reason why I would have wanted to short is because NQ reached a low value node, LVN, on one of my 1 hour charts. It's not this one, which makes it a little bit difficult to kind of track. But it just deserved like some sort of pullback. And then I'll add another at around 7,500 if I can get it. And that would be like where POC roughly is. And shoot, it might just chop here for a little bit, right? Mainly because it's quite sticky here. Yeah, so there's your VIX pop-up. And it popped about 0.2 so far. But maybe it's got another 0.2 to go. But yeah, that short would have paid. I would say that was off the previous day high sweep, right? And then NQ is also at the a low value node. So it made sense for a pullback. Especially if we're supposed to grind out 7,500, 7,515, which is very magnetic. or very sticky, I should say. Yeah, it was a good. I can't believe this market sometimes. Okay, that's 7,500. I'm adding another one here. For all I know, this account's gone. But I'm gonna try to stick with this bull bias. But that's VWAP there. What sucks is like I got two accounts that are in the 52K range, like one above and one slightly below. And I just want to pass them. 2,500. We're going up here. Okay, the question is this the termination volume or we're gonna get another leg down? Nope, one more leg. Another leg down. Maybe I should have shorted. Should have just went with our gut instinct. Yeah, I don't see any candle confirmation. Nothing worth like really noting besides a previous day high sweep. Yes, ES was off some sort of naked POC from Tuesday. Man. All right, my drawdown's going real fast. Okay, NQ. We're at value area low now. Okay, there's the VIX pump. VIX is going much higher than I had expected. Value area low. Not a bad spot to go long, right? Yeah, I would love to see some sort of SMT here. but that 1 hour candle and the 2 hour candle was met with an equal magnitude candle so far. I think on the 1 minute we got a SMT on the high side of ES and NQ. Value area low bounce in conjunction with with NQ VWAP bounce as confluence. Watch today. We have a bull bias and it's the only day we get a trend down day. Yeah, well, better be patient with the real accounts. If both sweep the 930, man, I think we're going to see a little bit more downside. All right, NQ. I make a lower low there. Yeah, I did. NQ made a slightly lower low there, but did not sweep. But I really want to see the 930. One of them sweep the 930. Come on, NQ, do it. You're so close. You gotta be kidding me. Was the news bad? Oh, slightly lower. Existing home sales change went down 2.4%. I don't know. That doesn't seem like it's a market mover, but whatever. Okay, NQ took it. ES, please hold this thing. Hold the line. Thinking twice on whether or not to add here because I'm gonna destroy this account. Oh, NQ, both NQ and ES swept the 930 lows. Perfection. Ooh. Okay, where's the perfect time to play along here? Because I don't know anymore. I'm gonna wait for this 5-minute close. See what happens. Looking pretty good. Still a whole minute though on this 5-minute close. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Oh yeah, that looks good. But now this is gonna hurt if I enter. It should have enough fuel now, right? In theory. I think that's what it was about. And that 5-minute looks good. Hopefully, if we get a pullback, it'd be awesome. Yes, slight pullback. What a sweep that was. Yeah, this looks good, man. Okay, I'm glad. I think our bull bias is spot on. Whether or not we take the highs, that's a different question though. I think we have enough juice to collect liquidity on the way down or a move back up. Yeah, I think this looks good. If I can get 150 points on NQ, I'd be golden. It's a lot to ask for. It went about 100 points so far on NQ. And then 20 points on ES would be awesome. I only took one position on ES because I didn't want to blow up the account. I'm in 3 different accounts right now. So hopefully one of them will pass, but they're all taking the same trade. And I realized I couldn't DCA anymore because it's only a max of 2 contracts. So my entry was just absolutely atrocious. "15 minutes should close favorably." Yeah, this looks good. This looks real good. But it's not going to be a straight line up. At least I don't think so. It's still got to grind out this area. Come on, NQ, run some more. Go retest that breaker. All right, so that was a 5-minute ADMA rejection on NQ. Watching it here. I mean, you got to get a pullback. Let's see if it holds VWAP here on NQ and on ES for that matter. YM still kind of strong here. Stronger relative to the others. So yeah, you're right. It's all NQ driven. think I'm seeing this as another potential long opportunity here. But it's like low probability. It's like in the middle of the range. So by low probability, I probably should have meant high risk. Give me one sec, Koshek. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Koshek, you're in this long? I'm still not sure what it's doing. I think long is the play, but it's just got to grind out a lot, right? Oh, no, you're not. Okay. It's just, that was, man, Man, that short opportunity was crazy. And I'm still not convinced the long opportunity is actually playing out. Like this could be the range for the day. 40-point range. Straddle was 30. So it would be in line. Mind you, we didn't hit the straddle high, but pretty close. Just too many accounts to manage right now for me. I think yesterday I was messing around at around the afternoon with some of these accounts, and my timing was just completely off on when I went all in on an NQ trade, and obviously I got killed. So I gotta be very diligent on how I take these trades. Cost me 2 accounts. Come on, hit 814, please. 814 minus 662. Yeah, 150 points with 2 points to spare. I'll just move that down to 813. There's no reason why it has to be. Yeah, that short opportunity was disguised. Like on the lower time frame, you didn't really get confirmation. On the higher time frame, it still looked bullish, right? The only thing you had to go off of was well, I guess the previous day sweep on ES, and on NQ you had a an LVN, low value node. But it's very, like, the LVN doesn't show up here on the 1 hour cumulative, the cumulative NQ drawing volume profile that I have, but it shows up on this 1 hour one with I think has a look back of like 360 1 hour candles, I guess, which the look back only really goes back up to June 17th. I wouldn't say it's an A+ trade to short there. I'm just thinking about it, speaking out loud, or thinking out loud, I should say. Yeah, I don't think that was an A+ trade because we didn't get the confirmation we needed in order to take that short. Even though it went straight line down, like it would have been such an easy take profit. All right, I'm back into green on those two other ones. And we're getting really close to passing on the other one. 813.5 is my take profit. On NQ. But there's like a lot of things that we can reject off of here. So I don't know if 813.5 will hit. Yeah, that was an 800 rejection there. That sucks. And SMT, I think. I'm back at break even. Slightly better than break even, just in case. Because if it came down below my break even point, I don't have any trust in this trade anymore. This is wild. What a wild day. The long, if looking back, did you see the a lower time frame confirmation for the long? Like for me, I was personally just looking at the SPX gap fill, which we had technically already gap filled, but SPX swept that 930 low, so did ES. I wanted to see SMT, didn't get it. Yeah, I gotcha. Nothing. They're making it hard today. It's like they knew that your trade strategy was winning, and my trade strategy was winning. So they're like, let's mess these guys up. Got a few podcasts I gotta watch on the markets. Because I want to see. I think things are starting to flash warning signs. There is. Have you ever heard of the commitment of traders report, the COT report? Yeah. Have you ever really like looked into it at all or tried to use it? Because I found it very hard to use. Like the data is just like raw data, right? And then there's guys that put it into like a decent report style. But if you ever like fear and greed index that CNN offers, or like overbought, oversold type of thing, this is like a free version. Well, the COT report is already free, right? But this is a free version of this guy's interpretation. And he kind of tries to simplify it as best as he can for us, for me to read, for me. Like, I'm just a peasant. And I guess I can just pump it into Claude and just the raw data into Claude. But this guy kind of makes it a little bit easier to read. I think it's worth checking out. There's obviously the S&P 500 there, which is probably the only useful one to us. Yeah, so there's the commitment of traders that some people like to track. Then there are algo flows. Shoot, what the heck did I call them? Why do I have a brain fart right now? Come on, one more tick. Ugh, this breaks my heart. One more tick. Higher. Two more points, sorry. 2 more points higher. I'm not going to close early. This is going to either fund the account or blow it up. Or not blow it up, but back to zero. Oh, man. What a tease. And ES is not following here, which is concerning for me, which makes me want to close this trade. A few points shy. Give me a break. Give me a break. Oh my goodness. Wow. It was like 3 points shy. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna hold on to it, whatever. I don't care. Tempted to take profit, but I was watching this SMT form between ES and NQ, and it was very concerning. Maybe I should trail up. No, I'm not gonna move it. I'm just gonna hold on to it. This is brutal. We were 3 points short. And remember what I said? I was like, there's a lot that we can reject off of. There's a 15-minute fair value gap that we can reject off of. There's a breaker that we can reject off of, and we did. Oh man, and the SMT formed. So it was very concerning. But I'm just gonna hold on to it and believe in the upside. Like it's a religion, you know? No way they see my orders. I know, because it's just like an eval too, so that definitely doesn't pump into the system, but god dang, it does. It does. It hurts. It hurts, and it keeps on going lower. Yeah, I'm not in love with the way that 15 minutes starting to look here, especially on ES. But I mean, I was not expecting a straight line up, you know? All right, here's my concern point right here. This is POC. Wow. So funny enough, yeah, exactly. That's the breaker. That's what I was saying. Like, I was like, man, I'm pushing it, asking for it to hit 13.5 because you got the breaker and then you also have a 15-minute fair value gap there. And then the SMT formed. So it's like, come on. Give a man a break. And then I know if I take profit, it will go back up. But if I don't take profit, it'll hit my stop loss. So I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Yeah, to me, that's the 5-minute breaker. Yeah, one thing with the COT reports is that they don't, I think you get weekly reports, right? It's like once every week it drops. So, and it's not always an indicator that it's oversold or overbought. So you kind of have to take everything with a grain of salt. Okay, this looks decent. This looks okay. This looks okay. I'm crying inside, but did you watch Dexter? Out of curiosity, because that meme is from Dexter. So good. Oh no. Yeah, I guess a lot of people don't realize where that meme is from, but that meme is so good. Okay, ES is trying to hold itself up here. I like the way ES looks. NQ in theory should follow, but who knows, man? Who knows? My ESTP is at like 78, which is like 20 points up from here. So I'm really playing a test of 75.40 on SPX at the very least. And one of the reasons why is because of this. If you see this negative gamma range here, it kind of moves from like 75.05 through to 75.40. And it theoretically represents this cluster, this large cluster here. And then we could settle somewhere around 75.45 if and only if we get past that magnet attraction between 75.15 and 7,500. May the trading gods be with you. They're more like devils, I think. I don't believe that there is a trading god. Like, unless you're an insider, then and you're a president, then Trump is the god. He's the only one. That was such a horrible DCA. I thought I had more accounts, or I thought I had more contracts. But I only had 2 contracts to work with. That's what happens when you don't look at the rules, I guess, in full detail. What? Oh no. God dang. I'm like $55 short, even though I calculated it correctly. What the heck? Yeah, I hit my TP, but I'm still short. I calculated everything correctly too. Or did I? No. I think I was slightly under. Oh man. Okay, well, there's an ES trade for 1 point. And this is gonna suck. Uh-oh. Everything lagging? I think my internet's cutting out a little. Things are slowing down here. Hey, where are we at here? 75.15. And this is ridiculous. I have like three accounts that are close to passing, but not close enough. 3, 6, 1. Trading gods failed me again. I took a long just to get 1.5 ES points. But it's slow here. It's like the worst possible spot to go long. Okay, I got it. Oh, phew. Hey. So Koshik, that's how you don't trade, right? That's the worst, man. Honestly, I probably should have gotten into an MNQ, like one of them at least, right? Especially when we did like that 5-minute bottom wick and value area low tests on ES. Like all that kind of lined up reasonably, but obviously we have the benefit of hindsight right now. But one MNQ would have went 150 points. And 150 points goes a long way, right? That's like $300. And then your risk would have been, I don't know, shoot, my entry was like at around 682 or something like that, 683. Yeah, you trade MNQ with big size commissions would eat up. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. But I find like what I'm seeing here is I'm having such a hard time. Wait, see, that's so messed up. That account, what happened? Yeah, that was a fresh account, 50,000. It should have, like, I calculated it correctly. I entered at 82, 682, and I think it's 682. Wait, let me double check. Oh, well, I don't really care. It doesn't matter. I'm above the target now, so it doesn't. But I just found that to be a little odd. So yeah, I think the Legends account is quite nice because they're so cheap, but you still gotta pay for the commission. But it allows you to take a little bit more risks on each account, just to quickly pass them, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure I calculate this correctly too. All right. Yeah, okay. I calculated it correctly. Slightly above the, I think if I need 20 points, I'll go slightly above that, just to make sure I account for any of the commission fees. Anyways, our bull bias was very good today. Like I am, even what you said, you're like, I'm bull bias. Like I was like, I think I'm with you on that. I just want a down move first. And we got an initial down move met by a second down move just to kind of sweep anyone who wanted to hold for longer. Stop everyone out at that 930 low and run it up. For an experienced trader, these accounts would be perfect, quick pass and funded. But for me, I pass without foundation. I will blow the funded anyways. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's why like I normally take it pretty slow too, because I too need to build. Like everyone needs to build on their foundation, in my opinion. Like I've seen guys that say that they've turned so much money, and then I've also seen them like the prop firm call them out for turning accounts, like hey, like you out of like the 10-15 accounts that you have active, half of them you blew up before the trade actually played out in your direction to take cash out. And that was nuts when the prop firm did that. But the reason why I like 70, 75, 40 at the very least, 75, 35, 75, 40 is because there was that cluster here, right? And it ran up to 75, 40. That's that the positioning has since changed. So now I'm not certain that we'll head there. 75.50 was kind of where I thought the magnet, like if we were to kind of climb up and slowly climb up, we might end up at 75.50 to end the day. But that position has since disappeared, and it was an intraday position too. So my guess is that they put it on pretty early. It was a customer short call spread, which means they're collecting premium, and the market tanked really hard there, right? I think it was like a almost 40 point tank, 35 point tank, 37 point tank. So they realized a lot of premium right away. So maybe they got like 50% of the premium they wanted. They closed out a good chunk of their positions there. So what you can do, you close the short side, and then if you think the market, so you close the side that you're collecting premium on because it's a call spread. It has a short call and a long call. The customer closes it. What it appears they did is they close a short call position, and then they held the long call position at 75.55. I don't think we'll get there. We could get there, but it's quite the risk on their part. So that's the straddle high, and we're rejecting off of it. So if today ended and we're in this range between 7,500 and 75.14, the market at open priced in the move correctly. But there are days that the straddle's underpriced. But that 1 hour close looks really good. Holy cow. Like this thing should continue to grind up on ES. NQ is kind of questionable. But yeah, going back to passing the account, I think your foundation's good. And there's gonna be runs that you go on and adjustments that you make along the way, kind of like the 1R thing that you were talking about. Or 1R, take half at break even, or take half at 1R and then hold the stop loss, and it's a completely break-even trade. And that's another way to do it. But your foundation, I thought, was pretty good. But you're right in a sense that you could blow up the funded anyway. Like, I blow up funded, and it's no secret. But I also think like having the funded account allows you to, I guess, trade with a little bit more meaning, if you will. It's not like a sim eval or sim account. So you also go through the emotions, a lot more of the emotions. But your discipline is really good. Like I commend it. Like, to me, your discipline far exceeds mine. Especially at the age that you're at, which makes no sense to me. But I only know like Westerners, so, and I suppose maybe most Westerners at 23-year-old lacks discipline. So I think you're like leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of people who are doing this, but refining that edge, if you will, that edge that could give you that boost, maybe from an average of 45% win rate, and maybe your average goes up, something to add to that edge that you like, and you have to like it, because it doesn't matter what anyone tells you. It could be me, it could be like some smart trader, like some guy who makes like millions of dollars trading. If you don't like it, you can't do it, right? And if you don't see it, you can't do it either. So you have to actually truly believe in that edge. Like, for a while, I tried to do this without volume profile. And then I was like, oh man, this is not working out. So I started adding volume profile in, but I had to do it at my own rate. And I really had to like shut out the noise, because there's a lot of noise, like between Twitter, people posting how much they're making, and yeah, and a bunch of like Discord servers. And for me, I'm just like I don't know the reality of how much these guys are making doing this, and how much they're making off of like being an influencer. So I can't take it as like hey, yeah, like they make millions off trading. And I think there are guys that do, but the only problem is no one's very transparent with their losses. Like especially when you're an influencer, you get the odd posts every now and then that that they lost, but it's, you don't see all the other losses that they're taking. But yeah, I think your mind is right. And you might just have to add a little something else to your edge that could boost up your win percentage, whatever that might be. Yeah, it could be 1R. And from the sounds of it, most of the trades that you took that were that lost would have actually given you 1R, right? So it sounded like you would be on top with the 1R. And that's the thing, like that's why I was like, this Legends, I still don't even know if Legends pays out, but there's enough known influencers that use it that that I think it's okay to use. And hopefully I can take this to funded. But if you do use, like, that's why I think it might be good for you to use Legends, or not Legends, but have another funded account, or even a side eval where maybe you stay true to how you want to trade now, and then you try these other things out. Like if it's adjusting to 1R, then for that account you always adjust to 1R, right? Like, and then for another account you do the half at 1R with holding the stop loss where it is. So that way you break even at least, and kind of see how everything kind of turns out. And you do like a running test, if you will. But it's hard without like without having multiple windows open. Because like I personally adjust all my stop loss and take profit using the charts. And I have like it's like a habit that I have now. And if I had to use a DOM to like open and close a trade, it's not my preference. Like I absolutely hate using a DOM. Yeah, I would have a hard time fading anything right now. I'm just too bull bias and everything's pointing up. Yeah, there could be like some scalps to the downside, like for 5-10 points type of thing. But I feel like that would be picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. Official take profit has been set at 75.7725 on the one where I averaged in and got really close to blowing up. $77.25. Average was 56.75. So just over 20 points. Two positions there. And I was working with 50,978 in profits already from the NQ down move. But if it leaves it like 1 point short again, yeah, like for sure, for sure. Like that is some next level BS. So the high there, we were like 2.5 points shy. That was 26 on SPX. It should have no problem going to 30. So what do I know? Let me double check the daily gamma map here. Oh, of course, okay. So there's definitely going to be a little bit of fight. Could be some fight here. Transitioning over to the daily gamma map. You've pretty much been sandwiched between the gamma peak and the gamma trough. The gamma trough has caused 2 rejections so far. Well, not 2 rejections, 2 taps. 1 rejection, and hopefully this one goes a little higher. Like at the very least, we should see a run towards 32, 35, 36 on SPX. But that's could stall out here because of gamma trough. There's also like this new feature that they added on OptionsDepth that I'll have to learn how to read, figure it out over time. It's called implied volatility depth. One day. Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to read this. And then skew. You probably heard of skew. This is the date. And this ODT here. Oh no, it's been excluded. This is tomorrow's expiration. So yeah. 76.20, lowest implied volatility, with little spikes here and there on certain days. What day is this? July 17th? Is that? Yeah, that's the monthly expiration. That makes sense. You know, what's this? July 24th? Is that FOMC meeting? The official FOMC meeting? No, that's not right. That's just next Friday. The following Friday. All right, sounds good, Koshik. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. Default text. What the heck? What's going on here? All right, just gonna go back to the gamma map here. I still like a run up towards 75.40. But here, we're kind of battling with this gamma trough. But in theory, I wanted to see it reject around 75.32, 75.36. But so far, we rejected off the gamma trough at around 10 o'clock or 9:55. This is the gap fill on SPX, right up, the gamma trough reject. There wasn't a lot of signals, sadly. I didn't get many signals for this short, but volume profile kind of gave a hint on NQ. And then the sweep of yesterday's high was also a good one for rejection. And it had to go down. It went down, grabbed all this liquidity here. Also stop run on anyone else that had their stop loss over here. And then it ran up. So it had a lot of fuel to go to the upside. But I would like to see this go up here towards this HVN. And then NQ, I would ultimately like to see it run towards this orange line, this orange or yellow shaded area here, which is a low value node, or the edge of node, and a low value node here. It would be nice to get the sweep, but I would set an alert here to watch as soon as we enter this 3060 area, 30,060 on NQ or MNQ, to set an alert to just watch for a potential entry on a lower time frame. And funny enough, like this is also an edge of a node here, right? And if you notice at 29,770-ish, this 1 hour candle at 8 o'clock rejected right off of it. And if you go to a lower time frame, it's 8:30. The 8:30 candle on a 15 minute rejected right off of that level. and it was good for about 100 points. It's kind of perfect. Yeah, so we're getting a second reaction off this gamma trough here on SPX. But naturally, I still think we get a drift up towards 75.40, which is here. I wanted to see a rejection around 75.30, 75.36, but it wasn't there. 75.45 seems like that balance zone that it might want to get to. Before, on the intraday chart, which is what we're... Before on the intraday chart... sorry, this is the daily chart. Here's the two rejections off the gamma trough on the SPX gamma chart. This here is the day. This is the intraday chart. And previously, the intraday chart was showing 75.05-ish to 75.40 as the negative gamma area, which is why I wanted to see a run towards 75.40 and maybe settle up here at 75.45. Obviously, nothing moves in a straight line, so we're bound to see some pullbacks here and there. But the positioning has changed, and you can see that with these lines here. This represents previous positioning, and a lot of those positions have come off. This here is a put credit spread, customer put credit spread, and you're seeing the dealer side here. And then over here, you see the call credit spread. So a short call spread, also showing the customer side. I'm going to zoom in there. The 75.50 call credit spread and 75.55, the two positions. This 75.50 level came off almost completely. As soon as we got that initial tank down at 9:55, at 10 o'clock. So when that move happened, they realized maybe 50% of their credit, which is the premium that they're selling, and they closed that part out. Normally you close both parts out together, but yeah, and maybe they did close it out, but it's just odd that this part here isn't similarly sized, because the two should have been the same position. The same position size. Charm is bullish, though weak bullish. It's like very weak right now, very little influence on Charm side, but referencing some of Alma stuff, we were expecting like a grind up. Fast move down, and a grind up was the expectation today. I'm just looking to pass this account here. Take profits at 75.77.25. So I've just been holding for quite some time here. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions about this stuff from a gamma perspective, how to use gamma from a trading perspective, and things like that. But this is definitely not naive gamma or naive gex. You can see gamma is very dynamic and it moves based off of the positioning that you see. So as people take positions in ODTE, it goes, obviously the gamma profile will change. There's massive positioning up top. They're all customer shorts. So there's short calls up there. And the expectation is that price would never rise up there today in order for them to realize the full premium. But if we do go up, this dark blue area tends to slow things down because we're in deep positive gamma. And when you're in deep positive gamma, as price moves up, dealers have to sell in order to stay delta neutral. Okay, I'm getting really close to my TP here. About 1 point shy. 1 tick shy now. $77.25 is my TP. Wow, incredible that we didn't touch it. Just 1 tick shy. And that's 77.25 on ES. On SPX, I think this goes a little higher. Like we should see some move around. Wait, let me double check here. 75.35. All right, there's a second one. All right, that's 2 past accounts, which is perfect. And 2 more that's close to passing. All right, now that we're done with that, yeah, if you're sticking around, let me know if you have any questions here. Any questions about what you see, whatever you want to learn. Yeah, I'm happy to run through anything related to how I trade, um, or even from a gamma perspective, how I implement gamma into how I trade and things like that. What a straddle is, yeah. You let me know if you wanted to know anything. I'm happy to run through it. So far, I passed 2 accounts today with the Legends discount. Gap fill entry was like the perfect entry. Entered late, but still got to take profit. I think it was pretty beautiful today. It was short, lower time frame. It was very hard to play though. And how I would typically see the market. $75.45 seems like the more correct place to run here. All right. I think I am going to shut down. Okay with the results of today. I think I'm going to call it a day here. calling it a day here.